What's up everybody and welcome to a brand new episode of the Game of the Week show. I am your host Matt Southwell and joining me this week, as always, Ashley Dye, Dan Gilbert.
Hello.
Hello.
Gentlemen.
Right.
So how late were you last night then, after the Trials Fusion Marathon?
1:30, which was about the same time as you, I think.
That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Dan, obviously you included Trials Fusion as your
Yes.
one of your Game of the Years in our very first episode of Party Chat, which airs every Wednesday. Got to get the plugs going now.
Yeah.
So plugging in every
single shameless plugging. I don't care, but it's a great. I thought you'd be up a lot later.
Yeah, it was difficult. Getting on those extreme levels were extreme.
Extremely annoying is what they were.
They were extremely.
It's a very good game anyway. People should check it out if they haven't already. But moving on with the show this week. But before we start, anyone that doesn't know what the Game of the Week show is, it is three friends who sit around this table every Monday to discuss the latest news topics in the video game industry. We'll then also go through the game releases for that week before deciding which is our favourite and therefore Game of the Week. So moving on with the very first item on our news this week, and Battlefield Hardline has been in the news. There's been new details released for EA's upcoming shooter. It's going to be coming with 9 maps, including a couple here which were described as downtown, which is surprisingly downtown LA, which has been closed down by the police. And it's if you haven't seen, it's kind of a cops and robbers sort of game.
Downtown is the one that's been seen in all of like the promotional, release stuff, like the original E3 trailer and like
with all like the crane
like
falling
the
into the building,
everything like that. It's basically the one that I think everyone's seen.
Yeah, it does look good.
It looks a good game. I'm excited with the twist, and another one that you can find information for all 9. I'm not going to go through all 9 now, but another one was a bank job, which is where robbers plot a robbery on like a high level vault.
Yeah,
which kind of sounds quite similar to one of the Payday 2 ones that we've done. I'm sure there was one where you have to break into like a high level vault, isn't there?
On Payday.
I think possibly even the first heist is like that, isn't it? I don't know if there's an order to it, but it's the one we did.
Yeah, there's a lot of breaking into stuff in Paydays.
Yeah. So are you excited for this game?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I wasn't. It's a bit weird because I wasn't initially when it was first announced, but the more I've sort of seen of the gameplay and different things that have been announced, I'm actually really excited for this game now.
So I just didn't want you to get so expression with your hands and like
take your water out.
Put the water everywhere.
Yeah.
Our technical limitations are already pretty high without having water and everything. But yeah, no, I'm excited. Dan, what are you thinking of it?
It's a game that I sort of like flicked back and forth between like, yes, I want to get it, and then it's like, I don't know how much I would play it if I did get it.
Yeah,
because like, I know it's quite a big emphasis on like the multiplayer thing, and it's like with this style of games, you need a lot of coordination really to pull it off properly. And it's like, how much am I going to want to do that with like the screaming 12-year-olds?
Yeah, I like how you say you need a lot of coordination. I was just thinking you need a lot more friends than what I have. I mean, like,
you might do.
The newest mode that's been revealed is called Crosshair, which, I'll be honest, it sounds very similar to something that I've played just recently, maybe in Far Cry. Is 5v5. It's a 3-minute elimination match, and you have to extract a VIP to a certain zone. And I think there was a mode like that in Titanfall as well. Once you died, that was it, and the idea was getting your team to like the extraction.
It's basically just a no respawn mode, isn't it?
Yeah. So 5v5, and I don't know. I think I struggled to get 4 friends to play with me, which is a bit upsetting. But that's my only concern is these sort of games, like you said, coordination. You need players who you can trust to play with, and I joke, but I generally don't know if I know enough people that would be passionate about playing this game.
Yeah.
And be good enough as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm not very good, so I need good people to carry me. Sorry, Ash.
Sorry, mate. I can carry you, don't worry.
I don't know, I'm pretty heavy. But anyway, that game's coming out March 17th for anyone that is interested in buying it. I think at least one of us will be probably picking it up so we can check it out.
Yeah, I will be.
Yeah. Take one for the team. Number 2, Dying Light, the upcoming zombie game, is still coming in North America. It's also still coming in Europe next week, January 28th, but only if you want the digital copy, because the physical copy has been delayed a month, now coming out February 27th. So what did you think of this? Like, it's a week away.
I'm
It's
disappointed. I am disappointed because there's nothing wrong with the game. The game's ready to go. It's just in the. I think they've said it's just in the sort of publication and the distribution that is the issue.
Well, yeah, the I really enjoyed this kind of quote because the developers basically throw the publishers completely under the bus with it.
Yeah.
They're like, we're ready, the game is ready, we've done it, we're only responsible for creating and developing it. The publishing and distribution which you talk about of the game is not handled by us.
Yeah.
As soon as we know what's going on, we'll let you know. So it's like, it's not us, it's Warner Brothers.
It's a bit of a polite rant at them, isn't it? It's a polite way of saying, sort yourselves out, this isn't acceptable.
Yeah, do you think there's any conspiracy behind this, Dan? Is it because they want to push the digital, or do you think it's just generally the studios or the distributors have not made enough copies?
I think it's probably just that, isn't it? There's just not enough been made,
so.
Or they just shipped the boxes and forgot to put the discs in.
That would be genius. That would be genius.
I do feel for Techland who have made this game because there's a lot of people, myself included, who are not really in an area which has decent enough internet to be downloading a 40-50 gig game.
Well, there's two aspects to this. One, I don't really like downloading games from the PlayStation Store because you pay more for it. Which,
for us we do, yes. A lot more.
Which is a different argument altogether.
Don't get me started on
Yeah.
that. That's a dangerous rabbit hole to go down.
So there's
That's
that.
a party chat topic.
But then there's also the fact... There's also the issue of I actually always want to have the hard copy of the disc. I want it on my shelf so I can see it, and I don't want it just in digital form.
Yeah. No,
I always buy the disc if I can.
There's an argument for both. So I can understand the benefit of digital because it's tied to your account, and therefore if anything ever goes wrong with your PlayStation, the game still exists. You can just re-download it. Whereas the physical disc, you lose a disc, it gets broken, you've lost your game. So there's positives to both sides, but I'm the same, and I think you're the same, aren't you?
Yeah, I prefer having the disc.
Physical, so for anyone that wanted it, you're going to have to wait another month now.
Yeah.
But it will be coming, I believe, with some extra DLC and modes to kind of make up for the delay. But we'll have to wait and see.
It better.
Yeah. So, talking of DLC, there's a couple of announcements that we wanted to include this week. First up, I'll just brush through this because I know your guys' opinions on it. Game of Thrones Episode 2, the release date's been announced, February 3rd, so not too long to wait for that. I'm excited to play this once all the episodes are out. I don't like playing one at a time because I'm impatient. I just want to have like a weekend where I can just blitz through all of them.
Yeah.
And if you are interested, and everyone out there, if you're in Europe, it's 30% off in the store at the moment. The season pass.
Oh, the season pass.
So that's $13.99, and also, as you just mentioned, there is the additional 10%. But I'm not mentioning that because by the time this video goes up, I believe it will have ended. So therefore, it negates.
Yes.
I can tell you, yes, you can get an extra 10% off.
Yes.
But for all of you, just the 30%.
Yeah, I've already got mine. Yeah.
So, and the one we will talk about, Dan, I'll let you delve into it first, seeing as it was one of your game of the years. Trials Fusion, just talking about it at the start there. New DLC coming out next week. Are you? What is it, and are you excited for it, or?
To be honest, I hadn't actually realised it was coming out. I don't know how I missed it, but I did.
It was only just announced, to be fair.
Yeah, but I've not heard anything until like this weekend, basically. But it's just more tracks, more trophies / achievements, and more track challenges.
Yeah,
track challenges. So
what more can you really say in terms of a Trials DLC?
Yeah, it's just more of a game.
It's just more content for a game that's already got a lot of content.
It does have a lot of content already, this game. I mean, Trials Fusion has taken off just massively. I mean, it's such a deep game. There is just so much depth to it in terms of tracks. Your track, the multiplayer, all of the online tracks you can get access to. There has been so many. Every week there seems to be a new DLC on Trials Fusion.
And also not only that, you're talking about there, it's the content creator. People can make tracks, so that's what really extends life. I mean, this pack here is it's £4, $5, or free if you have the season pass. It's part of the season pass. I think it's either the 4th or 5th set of the DLC. But like I said, whenever you have a game that allows the community to create levels, you're always going to have so much more to play because
infinite.
Well, not infinite. Let's be realistic.
Well, I mean, it's the
The possibilities are infinite.
Yeah.
Is that what you meant?
sort of.
Yeah.
It'll do.
Yeah. We'll move on.
Yeah, let's.
So, number 4 on our list, and there was a Microsoft event this week. For all you people that care about Windows 10 and PCs and stuff, you can go and read about that. We're not going to tell you that much because this is a gaming podcast. We don't care about PCs that much. Not that much. I mean, you have a PC.
Well,
we all have PCs.
Yeah,
sort of.
But in terms of gaming, it's
But yeah. But what one aspect of Windows 10 that was interesting that we thought we'd discuss is you'll have the ability to stream your Xbox One to your Windows 10 PCs and tablets.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of, you know, PS4 have their streaming abilities through their TV and through their Vita and stuff. So
it's basically just Xbox catching up on that in one regard, isn't it? It's just
the way I look at it is your Xbox is probably, as it's the all-in-one entertainment system.
Yep.
It's going to be in your lounge.
Yep.
So if you want to play your games in your bedroom, at the moment there's no easy way to do it. You could wire it through your network and stuff, but that's far too smart for me.
Yeah.
But now you could play it on your laptop upstairs or on your well, maybe not on your tablet. Depends what the connectivity is with your controllers, but on like a laptop or something.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Is that kind of a feature that would tempt you to get the Xbox?
Not on its own, no.
The fact that you could play it anywhere, provided you had a Windows 10 laptop, which you also don't have yet.
No.
But you will have.
I could get.
Yeah. And
it's part of all the other announcements.
Yeah. There was also, we were looking at this last night, Ash, the
HoloLens.
Is it HoloLens though? I think it's HoloLens. I don't know, because would not Holo be double L?
Holo as in holographic.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah, this is in holograph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why it is holograph is because of the
What it does.
Yeah, augmented reality headset.
It does.
And this was the big thing, I think, for video games, because obviously we've got Oculus and is it Morpheus, the PlayStation one?
Yeah, Morpheus.
So this is now maybe Xbox's version, but it's not going with virtual reality, it's going augmented reality. So,
yeah.
Dan, what I already know Ash's thoughts on it. We'll share them afterwards for the viewer at home. But what do viewer, yeah. But what do you think of this whole augmented thing? I thought it looked pretty cool.
I haven't had a chance to look at it properly. Like,
you tell him the stuff and you give him the research and research for the show.
I'm sorry, I was doing my community service last night.
Well, you shouldn't have been arrested.
Boom, boom.
But no, I haven't had a proper chance to look at it. But it's different to the way that the others are going, which again, it's giving Microsoft a different selling point rather than simply going, "Oh, we got this as well."
Yeah,
it's like we've got this instead.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
It does look good.
It's a good thing for them.
Because I assume Oculus Rift will be, in theory, supported somewhat by Xbox, so you can still have the virtual reality through the third party distributor, but then you have this alternative. And there was this one demo which you obviously haven't seen, but where they kind of show Minecraft, and it just looks like your Minecraft world is like all around you, and you can like literally play God and kind of just observe your world in like a 3D world. I mean, Ash, let's be honest, it is very gimmicky.
I was just going to, that's exactly the word I was going to use. It is very gimmicky, but I don't know how practical it's going to be and what use it's going to perform. I don't know. It's nice, it's clever, it's fun, but I don't know how much you're really going to get out of it.
See, this is in my mind how I think it's gonna work. So let's just unpack my thoughts and see if you agree. That it won't be used to necessarily enhance the game on screen. I think we'll still always have the game on screen. That's what gamers like. They don't want to be kind of taken to different worlds. We've seen it with Kinect, PlayStation Move. People don't like doing it a different way.
No.
Yeah.
But I think the augmented reality will help kind of almost like the part of the world that you can't see on the screen, it will bring it up like to the side and around the screen, so it makes you feel more submerged in the world.
Possibly.
I think that could be a good way to do it. So like, because if it creates like this, okay, yes, it's augmented, but like all around you, like kind of up to your peripheral vision, it will make you feel a lot more submersed kind of like 3D, but better.
I know what you mean.
But that's just my thoughts anyway.
Definitely the potential there with this is very good. There's a lot of potential, and I think we're certainly seeing a lot more noise and moves in the right direction from the likes of Microsoft and Sony and others with products like this, which I think are only going to enhance the gaming experience that everyone sees today. And I think it is going to, we're only going to look back 10 years and look at where we've come so far and think in 10 years time where we're going. This potentially is the direction we are going.
It'll be interesting to see what the next big staying thing is within the game.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a party chat topic for another day.
Perhaps.
God, we've got so many, we might have to start doing it more than once a week, every Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll just move in.
So number 5 on our list, and another game we talked about on our last episode of Party Chat was The Order 1886.
Just very quickly, Matt, when's Party Chat?
It was Wednesday. It's already up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just double check. You said Party
Oh,
Chat.
sorry.
So I thought you needed to...
No. Come on. 4 plugs is enough. I'm not going to be stupid. Every Wednesday, coming to a YouTube near you. But anyway, The Order 1886. I have no shame. Come on,
Clearly.
the last episode of Party Chats had like 6 views. Come on, what am I going to do? I've got to plug it somehow. And people generally do watch this show a bit more than Party Chat. Not much. I think the last episode had like 10 views. So,
and a few extra 4 people. Exactly.
Although it's probably just me clicking it again and again and again. It's like, oh, come on, I've got to get at least the double digits. But anyway, number 5. The Order 1886, a game we talked about, we're all excited for. It's gone gold. Not any big groundbreaking news here, but the good thing is it can't be delayed again. Unless you have like a Dying Light-esque delay. Yeah. But it's in production.
Yeah.
And that's exciting for us. And there's some pre-order bonus as well. Nothing hugely exciting. Alternative uniforms.
It's pretty much like your bog standard kind of.
It is, yeah.
We want to give you something, but we don't want to give you too much. So here's a different way your character can look, and here's an extra weapon that you might use for like a level before you realise there's actually something else in the game that you like more.
Yeah. Well, they're also. I think I've read. If I might be correct if I'm wrong, but you can only use these things, or at least the weapons, after the game anyway.
That's what I read as well.
Yeah,
that's my interpretation.
So you can use it for the second time round.
Yeah, you can only access it once you've beaten the game.
Oh,
so but
whether that's for like free roam-esque stuff afterwards, or for, like you said, second playthrough.
I don't know. It's not any really big news. It's worth mentioning because obviously a lot of people are excited for the game.
Yeah,
and the fact that it's already been delayed a couple of times, this assurance that it's not going to be delayed is. Obviously, well, not delayed anymore is good, and it's probably the first big AAA game that I'm going to be buying this year, and so I'm excited for it.
What date have we got on this?
20th of February.
Yeah, Feb 20th. So that is it on the news front, and we will now go through the game releases. Starting to get a couple more games at last.
They're trickling through.
After a couple of quiet weeks.
Yeah.
So, first up, we've got Resident Evil HD Remake, HD, whatever. I think it's just called Resident Evil, but it's the remake of a remake.
It is.
It's available for Xbox One, PS4, PS3, and Xbox 360. So, who wants to speak about this first? Ash?
I downloaded it yesterday because it's, I think, digital only copy. But yeah, I got it. I think it was $15.99 or something on the PlayStation Store. And yeah, it's good. And I played this originally on, I want to say, the GameCube.
Well, yeah, that would have been because it was the original on PlayStation.
Yeah,
and then it was remade in HD
for the GameCube.
For the GameCube.
Although it wasn't really HD because we didn't have HD then.
Yeah.
It was standard D.
Yeah, SD. Yeah, it was. What I liked about it is it's still got everything. Like I remember it so vividly of the original game, and it's still got the sort of little quirky things that you expect from games of that era.
Of yesteryear.
Yes. So it's still got that sort of like cutscene thing where it just sort of like the loading page where the doors, like, it goes to a black screen and you see double doors and all doors open, and then it cuts into a new room. It's not fluid from one room to the next. It cuts.
It's the same game.
So they basically just left all the clunkiness in.
Yeah, they've left all the clunkiness in it, and I suppose it does make it feel a bit sort of retro, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
But when you've been so used to games as fluid as they are now, it's a bit weird, and it gets a bit annoying.
But it looks as you've got the full 1080p visuals, provided you buy it on the new gen.
Yeah.
So everything's going to look better. And I would imagine that obviously this game basically was what kicked off the success of like the horror survival genre.
Yeah, it was.
And I know, Dan, you've never been a big one for horror survival, but if you're going to play any horror survival game to try and get you kick-started, I think this has got to be the one. Because when everyone says, name a horror survival game, everyone always thinks, well, maybe not everyone, maybe there's younger people out there that are more stupid than us. More stupider.
But you're
They're
right.
dumb.
Resi Evil.
Res Evil is
defined.
It is the name that you think of, even if you're not someone who plays the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're not one of these people that think the game was made because of the film.
Yeah.
Do those people exist?
They do. Seriously, they do.
I want to meet them so that I can ignore them. God, really?
Really?
What are you, Ash? God, less said about that movie, the better. Let's move on to the next game. Saints Row 4 re-elected for PS4, Xbox One. This is the remastered version of the last gen game, which includes all of the DLC. Dan, have you ever been a Saints Row fan? Are you excited to play this one? Or
I've never played them, but it's something that I feel like I should pick at least one up, because it's always been billed as like a even more mental version of GTA, basically.
yeah,
And because I've enjoyed those, why wouldn't I enjoy
It's-
if you know what I mean?
the reason I think it's compared to that is it's a sandbox open world third person game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
every game that has an open world and is third person is a GTA claim, because GTA is what started it.
Yeah.
But this is a lot less serious.
Yeah.
It is a funny... Yeah, it's got a lot of funny aspects to the game.
I haven't played 4. Have you played 4?
No,
we were. Was the last one.
We were at mine last night, and I was saying I've got Saints Row 2, 3 and 4, and I barely played any of them, all on PlayStation 3, and I barely played any of them. And now that I've got, current gen in Xbox One and PS4 form, I'm unlikely to play many games on my PS3 now. But this might be a good opportunity to maybe delve into the Saints Row franchise a bit better.
From what I haven't played this game, so I can't comment. So I definitely haven't played Re-Elected, but I haven't even played the original. But from what I've kind of always read is that people think Saints Row the Third is the peak, which I have played, and that was a lot of fun. Basically, again, I might be way off, but what I've read is that 3 was like over the top, stupid, funny. Like one of your weapons was a giant purple dildo, just to put in perspective the seriousness of the game.
Yeah.
But Saints Row, when games are being stupid, sometimes they can go too far and just be being stupid for the sake of stupid and not funny. It's just, and apparently there are instances in 4 where this is the case. But I'm not going to judge it until.
Yeah.
But I'm just warning you, like, I know the third is best. So if you want to ever pick up one, that would be my recommendation. But if you want to play a new gen one, well, Re-Elected is the one to go for, I guess. On top of Re-Elected, we've got Saints Row Gat Out of Hell, which is a standalone DLC for Season 4. You take on the role of one of the main protagonists, whose name is Gat, surprisingly. And it takes place in Hell, and you have to stop, basically, the daughter's boss, or the boss's daughter, rather, from marrying the devil.
Yes.
Obviously. Makes sense.
Right,
Sure.
So I'm assuming then, because it's a standalone DLC, that it wouldn't be included in the Re-Elected.
It's not included in Re-Elected, no. But they have released. See, this is what I don't understand. They've released Re-Elected.
Yep.
They've released it Gat Out of Hell, and then they've released a bundle pack with
They have.
both in.
Yeah.
But the bundle pack is actually 1p more than if you bought that one and that one. So who the heck would buy the bundle pack? Where is the incentive?
Yeah.
Surely, if you bundle stuff together, there has to be, even if it's just like £5, there has to be some incentive.
It does.
Yeah.
Why would I pay $24.99 and then $14.99 for the individuals, rather than, or pay $39.99 for
all of it?
all of it? It's like there's no incentive for buying this bundle pack.
No.
No.
I don't get it.
It's basically just for lazy people who can't be bothered to click on things twice.
Yeah.
I guess so.
But yes, it is standalone. You can
Right.
play it, and that's not include the DLC from Re-Elected was basically all the DLC that was released
Yeah.
when 4 came out.
Yeah.
Back in. I don't like how they call it standalone DLC. I mean, because it's. I mean, technically, it is downloadable content. I don't know what, but I always associate DLC as kind of addition to the game. So
Yeah.
they need to come. Someone needs to come up with a better name for standalone DLC.
Yeah.
I'm not that person, but someone needs to.
SADLC?
Shut up. Next game on our list is Citizens of Earth.
Sad LC.
Citizens of Earth is a PS4 and PS Vita game. It's described as, quite ironically or weirdly, a modern day retro RPG. Whatever that means. I guess it means it's got the retro look to it, but it is made in the modern day, so therefore it looks. That's contradicting, isn't it?
It is a little
it's
bit,
like
yeah.
new old.
I think it's meant to be set in like modern times, but it's got that retro
design,
look.
the retro look to it. Yeah,
I think based off the trailer that I watched.
yeah. That's how I interpret it as well. And you are vice president of the world. Not president, not quite important enough to be president, but vice president, nothing to be. To be honest, the vice president is the guy that does all the work anyway, isn't he?
Yeah.
The president's the figure, and the VP is the workhorse.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you have you go home, everything's gone to shit, and you have to recruit friends and family to help save the day. Because obviously you're the vice president, you're too important to be doing stuff yourself, so you have to get other people to help save the day. What do you think of this game?
Shit.
Right? It's a bit harsh.
I'm joking. Looking at the game, it's not really something I'm likely to pick up. It's just not my kind of game.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we've vocally spoken about our love for RPGs is limited.
Yeah.
So, what would be your answer to this game as well?
Nah, I don't see the hook personally.
Yeah.
I'm not bashing what they've done, but the trailer doesn't hook me in.
Yeah, I think it looks quite funny, and it's the kind of game that I would play maybe for the Vita. But there's only so many games that I have time to play. I already have like a huge back catalogue. That could be another Pie Chat episode maybe one day. Gaming back catalogues. Oh, Wednesday. I'm going to stop that now.
Yeah.
Finally on our list this week, Riptide GP2 for Xbox One. It's a hydro jet racer, basically jet skis.
Yeah.
Jet skis.
Yeah. And has 6-player split screen that I thought was really weird. It's like when 4 isn't enough.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a 6-player split screen.
I don't think I have either.
Which is nice though, because you can almost never get split screen games anymore.
No, I do. I must admit, I do miss split screen. The old,
There is very few.
Mario Kart racing games, and
and at best, it's always 2-player.
Now,
yeah.
So I like that idea. I'm not entirely sure how it works because as far as I remembered, you could only connect 4 controllers to the console. Maybe I'm wrong now. I always just assumed you could only have 4 because that's what it was on the last gen. I just assumed that would be the same for the new gen.
Honestly don't know.
I honestly don't know either.
I'm sure the numbers were mentioned when the consoles were released, but
here's a 6-player split screen, but 2 of them are blank because you can't connect any more controllers. And so there's 60 60 events within single player. You've got races, hot laps, elimination, freestyle, or pretty standard. 10 different jet ski races. Has there been a Riptide before? Because as soon as I saw that title, I was like, I recognise that title. Or am I just getting confused?
I assume there probably has been, considering it's called GP2.
Well, that's exactly
but
my
GP2 is
thought.
like a type of racer, isn't it?
I don't know.
But then again, I'm sure there's because there's Formula 1, I'm sure there's a GP2, which is like the sub-season or the sub-series of like Formula 1. But then again, that would kind of like jets. That's kind of racing cars, not
jet skis.
Jet skis.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking that maybe the reason I recognise Riptide is because that's what Dead Island was called.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
Does anyone remember? There was a game for the game. There was a racer for the GameCube that I had. I don't think it was Wave Race. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
But I might actually pick this game up. It's £3. It's like,
yeah. I know.
I mean, if it's £3, there's two ways to look at it.
You're not expecting that much.
I'm not expecting much, but it could be a fun little racer to play.
Yeah.
Half an hour split screen racer with friends. Maybe I'll see how it reviews first. But I think it's £3.99 actually, not £3. So, and if you're an Xbox player, that's all you've got in terms of the indie games this week. Unless you want to be picking up obviously Saints Row or Resident Evil. Closing up then. What's your pick of the week? Dan, we'll go with you first.
I'd go with Re-Elected Saints Row because that's the game that I would actually want to pick up and look at, and it's a franchise that I feel like I should at least dabble in at some point.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, they are fun. I have played 1, 2, and 3, and not extensively. I don't think I've ever completed any of them, but I have played them, and they're fun. They're not. Some people think they're better than GTA because they're not so serious. I think they're wrong, those people. But that's my opinion. Yeah. They're still good fun to play, and that's a solid choice. Ash?
Resident Evil, definitely. That'll be my game for the rest of today and tomorrow, I would think. Going to be on that for the next few days. If you do pick up Resident Evil, make sure you check out the trophies. Some of them look very interesting.
Are you going to tell us, or is that?
Yeah,
have they got to buy the game?
No. There's one that is complete the game in 5 hours. Then there's one complete the game in 3 hours, which I think is called Run for Your Life or something. Then there's another one complete the game using only the knife, and there's another one complete the game without saving once.
So platinum.
Could be difficult.
That's a lot of playthroughs. Unless you could do one run with the knife without saving in under 3 hours, then you'll pop all 4 at once.
No, you do still have to complete the game as Chris and complete the game as Jill, so you have to do at least 2 playthroughs, as well as play the game on the hardest difficulty as well. So there's a lot in there to... I'm not sure how many playthroughs I'm going to need on this for a platinum, so I might have to...
You won't platinum it. I'm calling it right now.
Okay, we'll see.
On January 24th. Is that the date?
I don't know.
It's
close enough.
January 26th. The Monday.
The Monday.
No, I've ruined the illusion.
Because that's what day it is today. It's the Monday.
Yeah. I would agree. I'm going to go Resident Evil for my pick this week. Not that... This is the first week where we've actually had more than one game that I feel I've had to consider for the year.
And will you actually be getting it, do you think?
I am definitely going to get it. It's in my basket right now.
Okay.
I haven't yet gone to check out, as it were. I'm contemplating whether or not to buy it now, or... Not that I'm cheap, but waiting for it to go to a smaller price, because I've just got so much to play still.
Yeah.
If I download it, unless I bumped it to the top of my list, I still generally think I wouldn't touch it for 2 to 3 months, just because of how much I've got to play.
I know, I'm the same.
And in 2 to 3 months, I'm sure at some stage, maybe not much, but it might drop to like £10 or something, just like as a 30% off in like a fire sale. So, but I will definitely be getting it at one point and enjoying it, because I never actually completed the original Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, it was good.
So
it was good.
I look forward to doing that. And on that note, that's the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and share us with your friends. There's an extra on there. I've never really said that before, but I feel that's probably quite important.
Yeah.
we want to get out there. We work every week on this show. Maybe not hard, but we work every week on this show.
We do.
Every view is appreciated. If you want to speak to us about any of the news or the game releases this week, please do leave a comment down below, and we will respond to you. But for now, Ash, Dan.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you all.
Thank you for your time, as always. And everyone out there, we will see you next Monday.